Alright, so what y'all are looking here, this is a brand new type of carburetor kit that is made from Walbro. It says there, spiral diaphragm. This is something new that they just came out, and you can't really quite see that very well. The diaphragm is a spiral made from stainless steel versus the rubbery ones. So I'll open up this kit and we'll see what's all in it. Okay, before we go further into the video, I thought I'd just let y'all know this, that I'm not being sponsored or being paid by Walbro to make this video. I actually purchased this kit myself. So these kits are about $20 from the Walbro website. I think they do make two of these kits. This one here, the K3-WYTA, and I think there's also a K1 version as well. Alright, so back to the video. So here's what all is in it after you open it. So here's the actual diaphragm itself. Has two little thin gaskets, of course, and then the spiral diaphragm itself, and then a really thin plastic membrane. Can't remember on what end it is. They have it all together like this, just so that you won't easily damage that membrane. And just on how to put this on, I will show you on how to do that here in a second. And you will get a metering lever, a special kind, has a little spoon here right on the end of it that you see right there, and a little gauge tool right here. I've always wanted to have one of these, both of the Walbro ones and then the Zama ones. And so without further ado, I'll show you on how to install this kit on a Walbro carburetor. Alright, so here's the carburetor that we are going to be working on. So this is a Walbro model WLA1. This is the carburetor that is on my Echo PB500T backpack blower. So I did some research here, and I find that that kit will only work on this carburetor out of all the equipments that I have that have Walbro carburetors. So we'll show you on how to install that kit. So we need to get all this apart. Oops, didn't mean to bump the tripod. I'll get back to y'all once I get all these screws off. Okay, got the screws all loosened up here. That off. This will be the only thing we'll have to remove. So here's like the more common metering diaphragms. Even though this one is still good, now we got to take this gasket off, and it's like literally on there good. Here we go. Alright. And now the next thing we got to do is we got to of course, switch out the metering levers. So we got to take this one off, because otherwise that diaphragm will not function properly. We just got to take this small Phillips screw off. Okay, so I finally got that screw loose. I kind of want to hold on to this while we loosen it a little bit. I want to just take it, just loosen it enough so we can actually get this all out. The reason I kind of want to hold this all together because you don't want to lose that spring. Okay, I don't have that screw quite loosened up enough. I'll loosen it up some more. Right there went the little pin for the metering lever, and there's the lever itself, and the needle is going to come out of it as well. And then the spring is right there. Just set that down. I'll get the other metering lever. Just slide the pin onto the new metering lever, as well as our needle. Try and get it to where y'all can actually see this. It's hard for me to try and work having the camera right here. Now we'll try and get the spring into its little spot, which goes right there. So now we'll put the whole metering lever and the needle back in. Kind of have to work this all in. This is kind of the most difficult part of this process, but for the most part, this should be fairly simple here. Okay, now that I got it all together, I'm holding it so that spring won't come out, so go ahead and tighten up this little screw. I've got to tighten it up some more. And this is what it looks like when that's in. So that's perfect. So now we'll get our little our tool that comes with it, and we'll check the gap on this to see whether we need to make some adjustments or not. So here on the tool it says they're spiral, so you want to have it lined up like this. And as you can see, it's just touching it, and so we don't have to do any adjustments whatsoever. So now all we got to do now is install the kit. Alright, so now to install the actual diaphragm. As you see here, it says top, so it has to go on this way. So this particular one, line it in like this, because these only go on one way. So this is how it's going to go on. So now we can go ahead and get all of our other components onto the carburetor. Okay, we'll get the screws in. Sometimes you kind of have to work this out just to get them all, to ensure that they're all lined up. Oh, I gotta move this. There we go. That's why my screws were not wanting to go in. Okay, these should all go in now. Now the instructions do say to do one full turn in, and then you release the paper clip, and it'll all stay lined up in place. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just kind of get them started, just enough, and I'm going to do them in a crisscross. Oops. Okay, so they're in just to get all started, and I think we're ready to go ahead and release the paper clip. To slide it out. Okay, I'm going to still hold on to all this just to keep them all lined up. Okay. And voila, it's all in. So now I'll get these screws all tightened up evenly. So we'll do it in a crisscross pattern. Oops. Sorry about that. This ain't a pretty good tripod here. Didn't mean to do that. I might have got a little blooper there. But anyways, we'll get these tightened up evenly, do a crisscross to ensure that this all goes on evenly. Alright, and then I will install this back onto the blower and we'll see how it'll run. Alright, so we got the carburetor back on. So we'll now see if it'll start. Alright, here we go. Alright. Sounds pretty good. Actually, I need to do a little bit of blowing anyways, because the leaves are now starting to fall. I'll just give you all a little quick blowing here real quick. Alright, sounds good to me. Let's take this off for a minute. Alright, so I definitely would recommend getting one of those spiral diaphragms, but go on the Walbro website first to make sure to ensure that that kit will work for your carburetor, because it can only work on so many of them. I think it'll work on about 500 different carburetors, and this is the only equipment that I have that will work for it. And so yeah, and they do claim that it's the very last actual diaphragm that you'll ever get for your carburetor, just because that it is stainless steel, so it can definitely withstand the fuels that we use today, which contains 10% ethanol. Alright, so that does it. I'll put a link in the description on that kit. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and so thanks for watching.